the boggy middle of Richmond Hyacinth Stadium. Umpire holds the ball aloft. SANFL round 12 action. Sturt versus West Adelaide on SANFL now. Doyle won it down.
With intent at the back of the pack. Just slipped through the fingers there of Doyle. The unlikely rover works his own work at the stoppage. Pokes it inboard. And now it's Wrench, who's just waiting for something to present in the 50. West Adelaide have got time to drop 2 loose back in there at the moment, so he's almost committed to the set shot. Called to play on. Kicks it straight into the man on the mark, Josh Ryan. But it comes to ground. Grivell. Normally he can work it back from this situation. He can work it back all right.
Almost 19 minutes gone. Second quarter.
Over the last 2 matches, Sturt's last 17 shots of goal have yielded 2 goals at 15, if you don't mind. McFadgen. Wow. He's going to have to go very short to Carruthers, you would think, or even go further backwards to Care. In doing so, this is giving West Adelaide plenty of time to drop numbers in across Sturt's half-forward line. Page. As Milady's dancing up and down on the mark like they're playing My Sharona. Lewis, still at half-back, and it's still one-on-ones just about everywhere, so they're going to just have to try and find a size mismatch if nothing else. Pat Wilson. Through the centre here of Hyacinth Stadium. Ball's going to be about 25 out from the double Blues goal. Straight to the lap there of Burrows, who just nudged Josh Ryan at the last moment.
Yeah, good body.
This is one they desperately need on the edge of half-time, because while the margin's currently 13, it feels like a lot more than that. Burrows. And Lockie Burrows says, yes, I agree, it sounds more than that, CK. So I'm going to be looking for a fair while if that's what you're going to hang your hat on with it. Throw in. Deep in attack for the double Blues. Ball comes spinning back in. Kobe Ryan with a rare hit out. Free's been picked out. It's going to go to the double Blues and all of that. There's a fair number of hands in at the contest. I'm glad we're going to both the same statistics in this sort of thing. We're getting real statistical symmetry in the call. Wrench will now be able to get some scoring symmetry. Puts it through, gets the margin back to 4 points. 3-3, 21 Sturt. They're still trailing West Adelaide. Master of subtlety in that one. As Stevens pokes the Bloods into the pocket. Voss drifted across there at the last moment and is going to get it back in a handball receive. Now he spots it up towards Wilson. They look a little bit cleaner in this last 3 or 4 minutes of double Blues. And now just looking at their options down the lines. West have dropped a loose back into this situation. Thought about going back to Moline. Did get a handball of sorts away. Ridden into the turf there is Matthews. Ball up, 65 out from the West goal. They currently lead by 3 points, 17 and a half gone.
Interesting crossroads in this contest at the moment. Who falters next is almost the question I've got banging around in my head. Doyle goes long to the advantage of Richards. Took it brilliantly. Can just put it out in front of Grivell inside forward 50. The kick wasn't as good as it could have been. Brewer's got the run. Just got to finish with the goal. It does finish with the goal. Sturt in front for the first time.
Work it forward to Kobe Ryan. Blues. Dakin just tried to poke his way through the situation. Minchella just soccers it forward, but in doing so, he spotted it straight back to Malachi Carruthers. He'll be kicking from Carruthers. This to get the margin back. Elam just looked a little bit high. They're going to try and soccer it through. Burrows.
Through Delahunty. He spilt it as well, trying to get a kick away. Could have been holding on there for Gore. Umpire let it play. Kick comes out. Lewis will get there first. Slipped over. So too his opponent in Nichols. Last quarter, West Adelaide haven't beaten Sturt for almost 8 years. Can they get over the line? Push for one this afternoon. Morris was wrapped up, coming through. Socket off the ground. Richards leads for it for Sturt.
The Bloods suddenly seem under enormous pressure every time it works forward. And in doing so, they now get for another forward 50 entry.
High ball, sit under that one. Wilson comes, couldn't complete the mark. Matthews just runs away from the pack as he's done so often this afternoon. Inside forward 50 in the wrench direction. Here's Johnson. Great smother by Coomblas. Goes back in for a second time as well. Gets a little handball away. Matthews now through the middle of the ground. Good kick, finds Doyle. Amos Doyle turns around, puts it on his boot. Eventually, he had slimming in all sorts of space.
It really is just locking it in. It's been in that part of the ground now for the last minute and a half, and that should be enough. Right on cue. Sturt take the points here against West Adelaide and continue a run that has now gone on for close.
Winners in a decision like that, because given it was such a scrappy affair, a lot of players going through the same things as each other and struggling to get foot to ball accurately and whatnot. But they were certainly players that stood out, and James Battersby and Marty Frederick in particular, great for Sturt today.
Look, slight apologies there to Lucas Moline. I thought it's one of the best games I've seen him play for West Adelaide as well. Pat Wilson was all class in the conditions, no question all about that. Lockie Burrows presented all day and right in the contested situations. Won plenty of hard ball and was able to work it forward. I gave 2 to James Battersby in the end. His work inside was absolutely outstanding, and he had to respond after last week. It's the James Battersby of old. We saw today 32 disposals,